Oofa! Quite a new beginning indeed. Hello, everybody. Now, I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster, and welcome to yet another Simple Take. In this Simple Take, I will be giving my brief analysis, recaps, takeaways, and overall thought process after we have now concluded NJPW The New Beginning in Saporro, Night 1. It has just concluded live on the NJPWworld.com. It is currently 7:45 a.m. here Eastern Standard Time, and there certainly was a number of surprises and unexpected results, I'm sure, for some. With that, let's just go ahead and get right into it. So our first match was a tag of Yuyu Yumera, apologies if I screw up any of these names, folks, and Tiger Mask versus Bullet Clubs, Taiji Shimori, and ELP, the former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Now, clear to say here, most people, they went with Bullet Club because clearly you want ELP and Taiji. They're going to build some momentum. Tiger Mask taking this young lion underneath his wing, though, trying to, groom him and teach him the ways of New Japan Pro Wrestling as he's best known for. And, of course, in this match, Bullet Club picked up a win in a competitive opener. There was some good spots here where the young lion had the crowd really getting behind him, and you thought that they might win. But, again, that's how New Japan works, per se. And, basically, Taiji submitted Yumera with, well, a yes lock. Daniel Bryan approved, I suppose. But not a bad opener. Second match, of course, was a 3-on-3 tag match, 6-man tag. Toru Henare, Tomoaki Honma, and Togi Makabe versus Yoshitsuji, Manabu Nakanishi, and Hiroyoshi Tenzin. Now, of course, the main story out of this match, of course, as you know, this is Nakanishi's retirement tour, as he will be also retiring. Man, 2 retirements, one each month. Basically, he will also be retiring from NJPW and from wrestling as a whole. And in this match, of course, you have Toru Henare, who's trying to prove why I belong in the Japan Cup. I belong in the G1 this year, because I participated in Block C last year as we approached G1 Climax 30th anniversary. And also, he wants to say and showcase why he is now above the status of Young Lion. And, of course, Team Henare, they picked up the win with Henare getting the win for his team in a very competitive back-and-forth bout. Of course, as New Japan Pro Wrestling shows goes, really what people would call the undercard, tag setups and stuff like that, specials and teasers. They basically are like a little bit of a showcase performance / grooming for the Young Lions, per se. And also, it might be a little bit of foreshadowing of what's to come. Because those Young Lions, they showcase a lot of ruthless aggression. And there are bitter feuds within them as well. And some of them, they just want to move on, either to Excursion or the next step up and compete with vets, as they always do. Good match. Things really started to pick up here, though, as we got a tale of 2 matches in this 4-on-4 tag between Chaos and Suzuki-gun, as it was the coach, Rizusuke Taguchi, one half of the Mega Coach, as I might add, Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo, the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, and Will Ospreay, the aerial assassin himself, versus Suzuki-gun's Zack Sabre Jr., the current British Heavyweight Champion, Dukai, and of course, El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kamaro, who have an up-and-coming title match for the tag team titles in Osaka. So basically, this was about, okay, which team can gain momentum towards their title matches coming up. Because, Will Ospreay, he has his title match coming up literally tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, for the British Heavyweight Championship. 7 years. 7 years he's been waiting on this, as he proclaimed, as Team Chaos picked up the win here, with Taguchi picking up the pin over Dukai. This match broke down pretty darn fast, though, and Dukai even got close near fall here. He tried to get the pipe into play. This was obviously a hugely showcased and focused on Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr., who had an incredible back-and-forth time in this match, showcasing speed and technical wrestling. But I feel like speed is definitely in Will Ospreay's favor. But Zack Sabre Jr., he can get you out of nowhere, it seems. So it's going to be really interesting how the match goes tomorrow. But basically, momentum in favor of Will Ospreay and Roppongi 3K as they look down on their opponents for their tag titles. And Will Ospreay proclaimed, 7 years I've been waiting for this, Kevin. 7 years. Because if you look at the records, and go look at the records on the archives or the preview on NJPW1972.com, Zack Sabre Jr. is basically beating Ospreay almost at every turn. So now we have a singles match for the British Heavyweight Championship. Can Ospreay elevate this title, or will Zack Sabre Jr. continue to show why strong style is dead, long live Sabreism? We'll know within 24 hours. Great match, though. Then, following this, we have a preview of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match, as we had Robbie Eagles tagging with Ryu Lee versus Los Ganabes de Japon's Hiromu Takahashi, the current champion, and my good friend, good brother, Chris Willis' favorite, Bushi. Anyway, this match was very back and forth, but you also have to consider there is Robbie Eagles here. He's nobody to just look to the side, as since joining Chaos, he has a lot of momentum on his side being part of the Birds of Prey, but also pinning who is now champ, Hiromu Takahashi, during the Road to Tokyo Dome tour. And he got the win again here for his team, pinning Bushi. Oh, excuse me. Botch. I'm after Botchmania. Submitting Bushi after a Turbo Backpack preview follow-up. But this match right here was definitely focused heavily on Ryu Lee and Hiromu Takahashi, that they just exchanged speed and suplexes back and forth, because again, it was back in 2018 in the match against this very person where Hiromu basically we thought he was out of commission for good. So here we are, and we get ready for Ryu Lee versus Hiromu Takahashi for the title. But I have to imagine that whoever wins this match, Robbie Eagles has got to be the first in line for the next title opportunity, because now he's picked up the win in these matches, pinning the now champ, who wasn't champ at the time, and pinning who you think would probably be a close contender next time, Bushi. I think Robbie Eagles has IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship aspirations in his future sooner than later. Anyway, following this, as Robbie Eagles and Ryu Lee, they get the momentum going into, Sapporo Night 2 and Osaka. We go into now the tale of basically two of the headline matches coming up in Osaka, as we have Bullet Club versus LIJ. It is the double champ, Tetsuya Naito, and his partner, Kosuke Sanada, versus Bullet Club's leader in Jay White, and the most hated man in New Japan Pro Wrestling, especially after the events of Monday Night Raw, but I digress, Kenta. And of course, this match was everything you would expect. It was shenanigans galore from Bullet Club. It was basically a story of Sanada versus Jay White, even though Sanada mostly got worked over by Kenta during a portion of this after Kenta took out Naito and showed childish tactics as well, garnering crowd heat, taking out Naito, leaving him to the outside. Naito getting a little bit of a fury coming back into play here. But in the end, you have to consider the wild factor in all this. Gato, who truly is the deal maker all this in the end, as he allowed victory for Jay White with a roll-up of tights after hitting Sanada inadvertently with a chair to the face after going for it a second time, because the first time Sanada, he kicked the rope straight into, well, where the sun doesn't shine for Gato. Ouch. And now it's momentum in favor of both Kenta and Jay White, as Jay White has rolled up Sanada, because Jay White and Sanada will face each other in Osaka in a special one-on-one match. And of course, Kenta and Naito will headline the New Beginning Tour in Osaka in the main event for the titles. And of course, Kenta tries to come in with a little bit more of aftermath brawling. Naito breaks that up. So where does Naito's head stand? And where does things really stand in Bullet Club? Is everything fine? You know the old gift of the fire. Everything is fine. I don't know. It would not surprise me, because usually, sometimes, especially after these New Beginning tours per se, there have always been unique moments that have really defined Bullet Club and the direction that they'll go. And we also know at this point, Jay White, he is confirmed to face, former Bullet Club member in Marty Scurll at Supercard of Honor. Yes, I will be watching it and I will be predicting it. So I'm very curious what will be the aftermath of Osaka, especially for Bullet Club, if both Jay White and Kenta lose or win, or one wins and one doesn't. Can Kenta truly take away Naito's crowning achievement and deny all the LIJ fans? Or is this just, a rushed one-off? I don't know. Something bigger, I feel like, is going to happen here. But I digress. Foreshadowing. Now we really get into when the card really picked up, and I mean really freaking picked up and was unpredictable, as we had the first time ever duel of Jon Moxley and his partner Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada versus the king himself, Minoru Suzuki, and Black Mephisto, all hail the Holy Emperor, with a homecoming performance, I might add, and Miho Abe in tow, Taiji. This match was everything I thought it would be, until the ending, as it kicked off with literally Suzuki Suzuki and Moxley beating the tar out of each other, testing each other's defiance, pride, pain threshold, who loves pain, who could dish out more pain. As literally they just duped it out, and at one point, Minoru Suzuki's just laughing. Moxley, he's winding up a shot. What does he do? He gives him the double bird. And then that basically ticks off Suzuki to the point he tries to break his fingers. You don't leave anything to chance with Minoru Suzuki, okay? Basically, brutality and defiance, it ensued, and then chaos, no pun intended, basically ensued as well as, of course, it broke down. This was really a tale of two matches. They really could have used, like, side-by-side camera perspective, but I like how they kind of, like, took time between the brawls between, Suzuki and Moxley, and, of course, what really took place more in the ring, Taiji and Okada. As this match kept going forward, Taiji basically took control over Okada for the stint of it, while Suzuki and Moxley at one point were jousting each other with barricades in the audience. Again, no one is safe around Minoru Suzuki, and then you have the purveyor of violence in Jon Moxley. But anyway, as we go back to the ring at one point, Taiji, he gets control of Okada. The pants come off. I always wait for that. I need to get a pair of those tearaway pants. Doggone it. But I digress. And anyway, as we move towards the match's end, Minoru Suzuki and Jon Moxley, they're coming back into play. And literally, Jon Moxley locks on Minoru Suzuki in a submissions hold. Only for Minoru Suzuki, of course, to roll through and get the better of Jon Moxley. Things kept breaking down as Taiji kept Okada at bay. And in the end, Minoru Suzuki got the best of Jon Moxley, tying him up and getting him, again, after the two exchange, once again, slapping the tar out of each other, chopping each other, punching each other, and of course, flipping him again, Jon Moxley did. He got caught in basically what was a Wrestle Kingdom repeat. A sleeper hold and Gotch-style power driver. Minoru Suzuki pinned Jon Moxley. 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. So, is Minoru Suzuki literally due to become the King of America? Holy hell, that'd be crazy. Talk about revolution. Revolution. Why does that sound familiar? Anyway, the match itself was very competitive, very aggressive, very back and forth, especially between Minoru Suzuki and Jon Moxley. But it was truly the aftermath of the match that told the other story here, as we have not only the IWGP United States Championship match between Minoru Suzuki and Jon Moxley in Osaka, but closing the night in Osaka is Kazuchika Okada and Taiji. And for those of you who don't know, Taiji actually holds a victory. Yes, a singles victory over Okada back in 2008. This match is literally 12 years waiting. And Taiji really showcased a whole new side of brutality and aggression that I think at one point probably made Miho Abe feel uncomfortable. As the match ended, we find Taiji literally strangling and choking out the Rainmaker himself with a cable in the barricade to an extended period of time. And then you go back into the ring, as Miho Abe I think is just screaming on. He takes the mic stand before he could bash Okada with it. He takes out every person possible that tries to stop this madness in the Young Lions. As he goes for the mic stand bit, Okada, he comes back to life, gets him with a bit of a dropkick, and you think he's going to do Rainmaker. No, because here's the other thing. We really have a clash of matches here. When you think about it, Okada and Will Ospreay, they carried New Japan Pro Wrestling for the year 2019. Now Suzuki is trying to make 2020 their year at their expense. As Zack Sabre Jr. came into play and tied up and locked up a man he has history with as well, Kazuchika Okada in a submissions hold, allowing for Taiji to pull out for, I believe now, the third time, the Iron Glove of Iska and nail Okada with it. Only for Ospreay to try and come into play to break everything up and save the man, only to be taken out, of course, by Zack Sabre Jr. with a Zack driver. Don't think that Zack Sabre Jr. can just win via submissions, folks. Just saying. He does have some power to him, as he showcased here. And he also can keep up with Ospreay on speed, per se. Anyway, as this kept going on, and Zack Sabre Jr. stood triumphant over Ospreay, and Taiji stood triumphant over Okada, Taiji was not done with Okada as he came back and pulled off a Black Mephisto and stretch submission hold on the rampway. So in the end, Suzuki-gun with the biggest statement so far of the year and of the night over Will Ospreay and Kazuchika Okada as we prepare for the British Heavyweight Championship match tomorrow and Osaka for Okada and Taiji. And Taiji basically says, 12 years now, you've been ducking me. Well, now you can't duck me. But you may want to pray for its extension or postponement. One thing's for sure, we are definitely getting a whole new Taiji from this match and feud alone, it is a whole new year in New Japan Pro Wrestling. A new beginning indeed, and probably an end for some. Good lord, that was rather barbaric. I did not expect that at all tonight, from Taiji especially, but I digress. Anyway, following this, we go into a match that is maybe a destiny of destruction for the two, as it seems like they're just to destroy each other, until Evil finally can overcome this man, who he has yet to overcome in singles action. As we had Evil versus Ishii, I've lost count. And this match was everything you would expect. A brutal affair and a testament of a man's will to basically endure punishment. Who has the stronger will? Ishii once again did. Sorry, Chris Mace. Evil put up a triumphant, huge fight, controlling the area going, getting a chair spot in there, of course, swinging for the fences at one point. There was a wicked exchanges throughout this match. Of course, Reshizuman, though, who let these two men just beat the tar out of each other, because again, he's going to let the men figure it out and take care of it and tell the story in the ring. The most lenient of referees in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and my favorite, I must say. Excuse me. Anyway, following this, though, basically as we kept going towards this, there was a ridiculous superplex spot by Tomohiro Ishii, and I thought he had Evil here. No, not quite. As this kept going on, these two suplex exchange each other. They headbutt the hell out of each other. There was a roll through, a headbutt, drops Ishii, as Evil had all the momentum it seemed behind him in the long going. He pulls off Darkness Falls. It was not enough. He could never pull off everything as Evil. And then a wicked headbutt drops Evil towards the end. And basically, once again, Tomohiro Ishii picks up the win with vertical drop brainbuster. So once again, Evil on the short end of the stick. What does the man have to do to beat Ishii? What does he have to do? I feel like until he beats Ishii, he's never going to get to that next pinnacle point that he wants to be. He tried to break out in the G1, had a decent score there, and then he tried to go after the main event of Tokyo Dome, failed to accomplish that after losing to Kota Ibushi for the right certificate. Is this going to be Evil's year? Is this going to be LIJ's year for Evil and Sonata, who you thought had so much momentum in the later half of 2019? Now they're both kind of, reset. It's really crazy to think about. As far as Tomohiro Ishii goes, is he going to go after the Never Openweight Championship? Is there ever going to be a time where he doesn't fight Evil, per se? Will the Stone Pit Bull ever break? It's something to really think about. But as far as these two goes in this rivalry, a destiny to destroy us has been proclaimed in the package by Baron Yamazaki. Apologize if I screwed up the name of the narrator. Love that narrator, by the way. I look forward to their next one-on-one encounter, and it wouldn't surprise me if it happens in the New Japan Cup next month. But with that being said, we then go into the main event of Night 1 for the Never Openweight Championship, as the defending champion Hiroki Goto challenges the man who had probably one of the best years ever in New Japan Pro Wrestling, especially in 2019, with the highest pinfall win-loss record, in Shingo Takagi. So this match was literally a match, again, of really what has become the spirit of the Never Openweight title. A old school throwback to strong style and just throwing down to see, can you knock out your opponent? Who could take the hardest hit? As this title has been held by the likes of Minoru Suzuki, Katsuyori Shibata, Tomohiro Ishii, Jeff Cobb, Taiji. The list goes on and on and on. As Hiroki Goto came into this as the 28th Never Openweight champion and his 5th reign. And these two wallowed into each other. As it was not only a championship match, it was a rubber match. If you remember, Shingo and Goto, they first met each other in the finale of G1 Climax. Shingo won. Goto got a little bit of redemption, though, and tied it 1-1 in this feud during the Road to Destruction tour. Fast forward now, in that New Year's Dash, Shingo Takagi pins Hiroki Goto, and we get this title opportunity. And this match happened, and I loved it. Both men at first would match each other for speed and strength, testing each other's wills and arms. I'm surprised they don't have a broken arm or a concussion, as they collided with each other in the middle several times during several occasions. There was a suplex exchange between both men. At one point, Shingo Takagi stands up after a suplex, and then Goto stands up, and then Goto drops the man. Both men are down on the mat. Shingo takes down Goto with a thunderous clothesline, turns the man inside out. There was a top rope power slam. I almost thought that was like a top rope made in Japan almost. And then Goto, he follows up with someone he hasn't used forever. Apologies if I don't know the exact names. Still learning. Top rope, sunset power bomb. And then a really interesting GTR where he suspends Goto on the top rope and drops him very awkwardly. That could have been really devastating. And then Shingo follows up with his GTR, as it's called the Takagi Revolutions. So basically, following this, he hits him with a pumping bomber, and I thought that was it. I thought we had a new champion. Goto kicks out. And then we get Shotokai from Hiroki Goto, put out all the stops here, trying to hold on to this title. Who's really done a lot, by the way, with his training through Shibata to get his body back in shape and really raise his spirits. This never weight title is kind of like a revigoration for Goto, so good on him. Anyway, though, following this, the two men, they are literally, once again, we got headbutts. I don't know what's worse, Ishii and Eva headbutting each other, or these two headbutting each other. Because these two wall-laid into one another multiple times with headbutts and then forearms. At one point, the mouthpiece flies out Shingo Takagi's mouth. And as you all know, who's a wrestler, analyst, people wear mouthpieces to help themselves from being knocked out. Hence Pete Dunne, for example, and Killer Kelly, two of my faves. Anyway, following this, we get a reverse GTR into Made in Japan. Near fall, still not enough. And then finally, at the end of this match, he pulls it off with Last of the Dragon. That is right, folks. New beginning for the Never Openweight Championship picture and Shingo Takagi. I wore the short predictions. I predicted it. I called it. Shingo Takagi is the 29th Never Openweight Champion and ends the 5th reign of Hiroki Goto. So here's the way I see it now. He's a double champ. I mean, I know they want to do some stuff with the 6-man Neverweight Championships, but let's face it, those are the most underlooked at titles in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He really wants to make this Neverweight title special, though. As he says, he wants to infuse his spirit into the spirit of Never, as Never Openweight has limitless possibilities. He wants to make this the only title, per se, that people want to go for a matter. Truth be told, we know that the double champ Naito, he has the titles, including the top title itself, the Heavyweight Championship. But he wants to elevate the spirit of Never and Shingo through this title in the Never Openweight Championship picture. And we may have already got a teaser to potentially his first match or defense, as this will be a great rivalry renewed. Sho was at ringside on commentary for the Japanese commentary team the entire match, and the two locked eyes with each other as Shingo walked to the back to once again proclaim what he wants to do with this title, and he wonders what the hell Goto is made of, and if Sho wants to come at him, he welcomes it. And that was the end of night 1 for NJPW's New Beginning in Sapporo. We had a new champion, we had a thunderous, vigorous, brutal statement sent to the Rainmaker Okada and Will Ospreay. And we had a first as Minoru Suzuki has pinned Jon Moxley. There is a lot to think about as we head into night 2, which of course will be headlined by the British Heavyweight Championship match and Kazuchika Okada and Taiji. And then we head the following week into Osaka for 4 championship matches and so much more. But until then, that's all I have to say for now on Night 1 Sapporo. I thought it was a really good show. I don't really grade NJPW because, well, NJPW never disappoints me, even if it makes me say, you son of a bitch, especially like Kenta did at Wrestle Kingdom. But those are the type of moments you kind of want to get as a wrestling fan, to again react to bleed pleasant surprise, and to build stories. And that is just some of the great strengths of my favorite promotion, New Japan Pro Wrestling. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in. If you all saw Night 1, I would love to hear your thoughts, comments, questions, and anything you want to take away from that too. And if you want to know more about me, know this. I'm just a simple man. And if you haven't figured out by now, I think it's pretty obvious. I am a lifelong fan of wrestling, not just sports entertainment. That's for you, James Hubert. Follow them on the folks in the Wrestling Rundown and Weymouth Wrestling League. So if you want to follow me and talk to me about anything wrestling, the 5 brands of WWE or NJPW or Ring of Honor or AEW or Stardom or New Japan Pro Wrestling or Pro Wrestling Noah or Impact Wrestling or Independent Wrestling in general, Sport Pro Wrestling folks, and so much more, you can look me up on Twitter. NoDQ.com/Noah takes to my Twitter page or at mfoster1916 for those that hate URLs. Also follow me on Instagram, #SomeManInLife at mfoster1916. I'll give you a nice hello. My moments, thoughts, takeaways, upcoming things I plan on doing, watching, seeing, predicting, or graphing in wrestling. As I am a member of Team ADQ, Team NoDQ, and the NX team, and I keep track of all the leagues. It's one of my favorite reasons that I love to use Microsoft Excel. But I do love a good PowerPoint presentation. Shout out to you, Drew Gulak. Speaking of which, please follow my YouTube channel here, youtube.com/user/NoahFoster210. At the heart of it, you'll find my series, #2 for Life Matters, that I do more often now on bi-weekly occasions because, college and work is exhausting. But I do want to try and get back to the weekly thing as 205 Live further evolves and merges into the NXT banner. Please stay tuned, by the way, for a special double feature episode, if not today, tomorrow, of 205 Live Matters that we'll be discussing last week's episode, the previous week's episode, and of course the incredible match and revolution of the Cruiserweight division, in my opinion, that happened at Worlds Collide. But also, I will be back tomorrow night, Sunday for sure, with a simple take of night 2, as well as predictions on Osaka. Maybe with others, we'll see. Hey, you want to join me? Just let me know. DM me on Twitter or Instagram. But also, yeah, everything here has 205 Matters, everything in a nicely organized playlist for you. New content every week. I was thinking about doing an AEW live simple take for my first ever live experience. I might do that later next week. Only time will tell. All comes down to time. Anyway, if you haven't figured out by now, also the reason I'm even on YouTube, support NoDQ. The reason I got into YouTube, forever indebted to the NoDQ family. Thank you, Aaron Rift and Company. Buy a shirt, buy a mug, buy a tapestry. Heck, I have a shirt. I know, right? Kind of crazy. It's just Mountain Dew related too. I love it. Tapestry, sticker, mug. Support my friends. Support me. Support NoDQ. Just do it. We appreciate it. NoDQ.com/Merrick takes you to the store. Follow NoDQ.com and all your social media platforms. Your opinions matter. There's a comment section and everything. Polls, columns, memes, gifts, reviews, recaps, so much more, and sexy female pics. You name it, it's there. Primarily WWE wrestling, with a little bit of AEW and independent wrestling. And as always, I like to close. Support your wrestling outlets with big and small, and let's keep growing this incredible, diverse, unique, elite wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that being said, it is 8:11 a.m. on Saturday, January the 31st. So here's to, February 1st. I should have known that because my birthday's on February 10th. Whoopsie. Anyway, we got a lot coming up this month, including AEW Revolution, and we also have a show coming from Will I do predictions on it? Only time will tell. Yep. Only time will tell. But until then, thank you so much for tuning in to this simple take, and stay tuned again for tomorrow. And please let me know your thoughts. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, hit that bell to know when the next video goes live, and hit the subscribe button to help me grow this channel. It's not about me, it's about wrestling, but hey, if I can reach out to more people for wrestling, that's awesome. I love doing that. So until next time, I am just the simple man of NoDQ, Noah Foster. Take care, enjoy life. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Treasure your family, treasure the moments you have with them. Boy, it's been a crazy month in January too, where that statement really hits to the heart. And until the next video, or the next time I might see you on social media, I hope you all have a wonderful day, as it's broad daylight here, and I have a tax appointment in an hour. So with that, Kokigenyo, sayonara.